did like service something like wow, that looks fun.
I thought he'd be working a lot more.
Let's get on.
Right.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it was but the coach I had.
I got A positive rating.
All right. Thanks, y'all. He needs to do it.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Oh my God, look, so awkward.
That's cool. I like that you give a wave. That was nice. Huh? Give us a wave. It's like a warm, bubbly welcome.
Right?
What is that? It's for the Universal.
Hey, hey.
Sorry. Hi. They used to do that. They used to, but now you're feeling
Will you be going into the office or visiting clients?
Hello. Hey, everybody.
Set.
He's walking the other way.
All right. All right, people.
That's not my voice. I know what I feel like now. I feel like it's more like a comedy show and I'm just like, trying to make everybody laugh or something. Okay, first of all, let me use this opportunity to thank everybody, for showing up today to, come in, you can come on this side. No, you come in, come in.
No,
Come
I'm
in.
here.
No,
I'm here just to tell you,
no, you come here. No, you come here, come in.
Oh gosh. But I just said and enjoy the ride.
Sir, you come here.
Oh,
This.
I'm behind that here.
All right, like I'm saying, let me thank everybody for showing up today. This means a lot, to me as a person, and then also my organization, Hope Performance Tennis. Basically, I cannot do it without people like you. With the kind of support that you guys bring to this organization, and then also each and every time when I come up with a fundraiser or charity event, you guys come out in your numbers, to support, and that means a lot to me, as a person, as well. That means a lot to me as a person, So this is Cedric. Cedric is more like he's the executive director of the organization. He lives back in Ghana, and he does everything in Ghana, day by day program. When we're getting ready to go back home for the big event, he puts everything in place. He like run everything from the nation. From the northern region to the center, to the south, west, all places. He's there to make sure everything goes right. And I'm here. He reports everything to me to make sure we got everything going. So I'll have him, say some few words. Bring us some greetings from Ghana, and tell you guys a little bit about what Hope Performance does, in Ghana. So Cedric.
Hi everybody.
Hi. Cedric.
Yes, I bring you greetings from Ghana. And I am here as the representative of the Impact that the foundation is making in Ghana. We would have loved, given the opportunity, to line up kids who are benefiting from the foundation, but time and resource will not allow that. So I'm here to do that on their behalf. Truly speaking, the foundation is impacting many, many young people. In our first year program, we had kids only in the Greater Accra region participating. We anticipated about 150 kids, but then over 400 turn out. The following year, we anticipated 450, more than 700 turn out. And each of these kids receives tennis racket, shoes, balls, strings. And please do not underrate the impact this gives to these young people. These young people, left to themselves, will not be able to acquire these tennis rackets. Left to themselves, will not be able to even find the courage to even socialize, play with themselves, because tennis is very expensive. I'm sure even here tennis is expensive, how much more back home. So the foundation is leveraging on the power of tennis, the power of sports, to reach out to these kids. Kids who are from difficult or vulnerable backgrounds. Kids who are finding challenge, in terms of identifying themselves culturally, socially, identifying themselves in terms of what they want to achieve. Through the power of sports, we are building character. We are promoting values such as fair play, integrity, honesty, and other values that comes with playing sports. So I'm here to thank you. Thank you deeply for identifying yourself with Enock and the foundation, for your support. At any given time, you want to question yourself, how are you supporting others, or what is the impact you are making? I want you to know that the kids back home appreciate your support so much. They appreciate your support because through our program, we have kids who are now playing in the national team under 12, under 14, under 16. These kids, if not on the tennis court, will be somewhere else, and they may find themselves, involved in other social vices and stuff. And the evidence is abound. But one that is very close to us is Enock. And of course, some of you might have heard it, that he slept at the gas station, he was homeless at a point in time, and it was tennis that gave him hope. It was tennis that gave him life. It was tennis that reshaped him to where he is now. And more refreshing is that he is getting back to that same discipline, using that same avenue to impact those kids. I'll now pause here and invite him to tell his own story, but to say that I'm here mainly to say thank you on behalf of each and every one of those over 700 kids who have had impact through our programs. Thank you so much.
I wish I have the courage of this young man to just speak like the way he just did. But with me, I have to take a little breaks in between, to make sure I'm saying the right stuff. So it's going to be a problem. But like he said earlier on, let me just take, I think we have to play pickleball, but I'm just going to take like 6 minutes to conclude everything. I believe some of the videos are here, so we can listen while we hang around. But like he's saying, I mean, at the age of 11 years old, I was homeless, sleeping at a gas station. A young kid, I wake up in the morning, I don't know where my next meal is going to come from. I wake up in the morning, I'm just walking around till another day ends, and then wherever I find my head, I just sleep there the next morning, I'm gone. But tennis, shielded me. Tennis take me out of all these, problems that other people go through, when you have nothing, that you're focusing on. Because when I wake up in the morning, even though I know I don't have nowhere to go, even though I know I don't have a place to sleep, but when I wake up in the morning, I go to the tennis court. So because of me going to the tennis court, it shielded me from going to places that is not going to benefit me now, like where I am. So, I mean, I'm always, grateful for support that other people, bring in. Now, what happened to the endless of my being homeless, and getting roof over my head, one day something happened in my life, and I believe, up to today, when I think about that, that gives me more courage, or that gives me more, that encouraged me, to push with this organization, because I feel like, God is telling me, hey, remember this day, this is the reason why I put you here, this is why I want you to do this now, because these kids are here because you have been there before, you know exactly what they're going through right now. Now you can look at a kid and be like, oh, okay, I know what is going on here, I've been there before, compared to somebody who hasn't been into that situation before. know. So one day I was sitting at the gas station that I sleep. I normally sleep across the street from the gas station, and then a taxi came and parked in front of me. Now when the taxi parked in front of me, there was a young lady in the taxi. And the lady was like, "Hey, young man, can I ask you a quick question?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then she was like, "Oh, I'm going to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Do you happen to know where it is?" And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I told the lady, "Hey, wherever you're going is not far from here. But when you come out of the car, I can walk you there." So then she was like, "Oh sure, why not?" So she came out of the car. I walked her to where I thought she was going to. But now when we got there, she was like, "Oh, I don't think this is where I was going." and then I was like, "Oh my goodness." Actually, I don't know what came over me, but wherever you're going, it's not far from here either. So we did make the journey to the location she was going to. So now when we got there, she was like, we went to the security checkpoint, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm looking for Mr. Joe." And the security was like, "We don't have, the only Joe we have here is the Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports. So if that's not who you're looking for, then we don't know who you're looking for." And then the lady herself doesn't know who she was looking for. So we have to walk like a mile or two to go make a phone call. Because by that time, people don't really have phone. If you do have phone, you don't have credit, you have to go buy credit. It's not like here where, everything is loaded for the month. It's prepaid. So when you don't have it, then you have to go somewhere and make a call. So she went and we make the call, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's the Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports, Joe Agri, so you can come." So we went back, and then she told the security, "Oh yeah, it's the Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports." So then they end up directing us to the office. So when we went to the office, I didn't go to the office. I was just a young boy, I don't know. I was just standing back there, and then she went and talked to the minister. But out of all the conversation that he had, the only thing I heard in the conversation, the lady was like, "I came with my brother and he plays sports." And I was like, "Okay, this is good. This is going good." So after she came out and then we left. So 26th December was a Boxing Day. I was there, and then I was selling. So normally when the sports activities at the stadium, I sell for people, and then after they give me some money to go buy stuff. So I was selling, and I saw the minister and the wife. So I went. I know him by face, but I haven't talked to him before. So I went to him. I was like, "Oh, sir, do you guys want something?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." So the wife picked water, and then he picked cocktail, and then they were going to pay. And I was like, "Oh no, sir, don't pay." And then he was like, "Why should I pay? I believe you are a young man selling for somebody, and definitely you have to go and account for it. So why shouldn't I pay?" And then I was like, "Oh, sir, do you remember like 4 or 5 days ago, a young lady came to your office, and she was like, she came with her brother, but the brother plays sports." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember." And then there he tapped the wife, and he was like, "Oh honey, do you remember the young lady I told you that I came to the office, that she said she came with her brother, but he plays sports?" I was like, "Oh yeah." He said, "Oh, young man, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm doing fine, man." So I was like, "I'll come back." So I went out there selling for like an hour or two, and then I came back like, "So you guys want something else?" And then he was like, "No, we're fine." But then he gave me his card to come to his office on Wednesday. So I went to the office on Wednesday, and then he was like, "Oh, young boy, so what sports do you do?" I was like, "I play tennis." And he was like, "Okay, so how can I help you?" And I was like, "Sir, I'm homeless. I don't have nowhere to sleep. I sleep at a gas station on the tennis court. When we go there, most of the coaches, they come there also to, trying to get some money to go feed their family at home. So we're the ones that we don't have money to pay them. They don't care about us. They come and they do what they can, but then at the end they have to leave and go do something else to make money to go feed home. So that's what I wanted. There's a tennis academy in Winneba, which, if you can help me go there, that would be amazing. So right away, he called the director over there, and he was like, "Hey, I'm sending one of my boys there, I want you to take care of him for me." So then the director was like, "Sure." So then he gave me some money to go buy me clothes and stuff. So I went to buy clothes and stuff, and then the next Monday, I went to Winneba, and then that was the end of my homelessness. I have roof over my head with 3 square meal, a day, and then my life changed from there. So then from there, that's how, everything keep going. So when I came to the States, I went back home in 2018, and I realized most of the young kids that are coming up are going through the same thing I went through, and this time it's even more tougher. So then that's when, I feel like, God was reminding me that, hey, this is the time. You got to make a move. because now you can see what is going on, so that's what, caused me to come up with Hope Performance Tennis, to make sure, I go home to support these young kids, to make sure we go home to provide these kids the kind of fun that they're not getting there. Because I never know your parents can travel with you to tennis or to go practice at home. I never. So now, as I was growing and I was doing well, for the nation. I was representing the nation in tournaments and stuff. That's when my parents start hearing my name in the radio. They're like, "Oh, we have a son." This name sounds familiar. Is that the same kid I know? So then that's when, they start looking for. And then they found me. But up to today, none of my parents have even seen me playing tennis before. So when I came here and I saw parents taking their kids to tournaments, to training, and I was like, wow. So this is how it is supposed to be. It looked like it never happened that way, So that's the reason why, we came up with Hope Performance Tennis, to make sure these kids are getting the fun, that they need. So I really, really appreciate you guys, being here, to support us and make sure, our mission, is being recognized, and we've been able to support, kids back home. And the last one, then we can go play tennis. Last one. Pickleball. Sorry, tennis is tomorrow. Pickleball. Now, the main reason also is, now in the northern part of Ghana, which is like 15 hours away from driving, 15 hours driving from the northern part of Ghana to the greater, the capital of Ghana, it's like 15 hours drive. And what we do is there are a lot of young kids down there, playing tennis that haven't even traveled out of that village before, and they don't really see the impact that tennis is doing for them. So as an organization, what we do is we always each and every year we give them grants, to come to our program, which we give them transportation, feeding, accommodation, clothes, tennis shoes, rackets, and everything. So that's basically what the Sponsor a Child is about. So sponsoring a child is basically sponsoring a child from the northern region to come 15 hours away, to come and have fun, or to come and join other kids that are playing the game, that give them a little bit motivation that, oh, okay, at long last, we're doing something that we can travel out of, so that's what we also do, and that's basically what the sponsor a kid is also about. So thank you very much for coming out. It's time for pickleball. Patrick. Thank you. And also, I want to thank Jeff Chandley is not here. Jeff Chandley is not here. Jeff Stack is not here. He got hit in the eye. I want to thank,
No. It's okay. It's okay.
It's fine.
Just go to see. He will have a patch.
Actually, I cannot do this.
He's gonna be fine.
I cannot do this.